going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So we're going to try to finish this unit that I'm living in. We've been slowly going room by room. Like this room here. We kind of just checked to see what did we have? What can we reuse? What is intact? What is not? You know, this is all horsehair plaster. We textured it, made it nice. It was still strong, and this room is beautiful now. Absolutely beautiful, clean, rentable, nice. And that's the ticket, right? We did the bathroom, we did the bedroom, we did the living room, but now we got the kitchen. And I've been dragging my feet on the kitchen for a bit because A, it's the most expensive room, and I have a tenant that's been not paying and screwing around, and yeah, it's been a nightmare. But his lease is almost up in a couple of months. So, and I've already told him I'm not renewing. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't pay for 3 months, and then somehow he gets a government program, or a family member died once and left a trust behind and caught him up. Like, it's insane. I've had to serve him twice just to motivate him to get me the money. And I might be going through an eviction with him. I don't know yet. It's one of those things. But it's tough to spend money when you don't know if the money's coming back in. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to pay for him to leave. So I have to keep money aside for that. I'm going to have to pay for his first lesson security to get him out. That's, yeah, likely. But, yeah, I want to finish this unit so I can rent this unit out and move down into his unit when he leaves. So, I mean, I only have his lease is up in December, this coming Christmas. So I have time, but I just want to get it done. You know, I've been dragging my feet because what we have to start with is horsehair plaster, because the horsehair plaster in the kitchen is not savable. It is so far gone. It needs to be ripped out. We need to insulate, do stuff like that. The ceiling in the kitchen is a mess. It's an absolute mess. It's all cracking and popcorn. It just looks like crap. And the floor, like, yeah, it's bad. We've got many issues to deal with out there, so we're gonna try to fix this kitchen, make it nice, try to make it as bulletproof as possible to withstand tenant abuse, and do it for the least amount of money we can. So let's dive in. So, I mean, obviously, if there's no one living in the, is that drywall? Oh God. We've got all kinds of scabbed layers here. Look how thin this wall is. It's like 2x4s on their flat. God. But obviously, if no one's living in the unit, you can grab a huge crowbar and just go hog wild, but I do not want to punch holes into the wall next door, because then I'll be fixing that. And this dust is vicious. It'll go everywhere. So how I like to do this is just pick at it nice and slow and just let it drop right to the floor. God, Duke, I can't get anything done with you. You slipped out of his collars, expensive ones, so I had to put new ones on. And now he's bugging me for the rest of his steak. And he's not gonna stop until I give it to him. You want this? Alright guys, this is an example of what you do not want to see. So obviously the other side looks like the adhesion is still there, right? That's how it grabs, is it that they force the mud through the slats and it hooks and it grabs. Right, but when you see this, you see that? Now it's lost its hook right here. So now if this gets banged around too much, this can actually fall out the other side. But hopefully with enough hooking going on around it, it should be fine long enough that it can withstand tenons long enough that, you know, because slowly I'm gonna work my way around and fix all of this, but it just needs to hold on as long as it can, you know? So I was wondering why I couldn't find any lead paint in this place. It's because this is what I was testing. That's the original baseboard. You can see the paint on that. I bet you if I test that, that could be lead. Yep, there it is. There's the lead. So, I mean, I've been through every single piece of baseboard, every piece of door trim in this place. I've scraped it down to the base layer of paint and done this, and I could not find lead. But look at that. See how it's turning like purple? There's your lead paint. So I'm gonna pull that out. I'm gonna get rid of that. Yeah, because they basically covered over all of the lead paint, or replaced, because I think all the door trim's been replaced, you know, after the lead thing, and any lead that was left was buried. So I thought Mass Save comes out, removes siding, drills holes, injects cellulose. I have cellulose in the attic. You can see it right there. It's starting to fall down a little bit. Some parts of the house, like I believe this room and this room, is insulated from outside. They removed the siding, put in this same insulation board, and then put the siding back over it. You're insulated. Not very well, but whatever. And then in here, they just took the horsehair plaster down and roofing nailed this crap on, and then just said, yeah, just slap some wallpaper over it, you'll be alright. You know, it's like these government programs that, you know, if we were to do this as a company, we would have to pass inspection. And I almost guarantee this stuff goes up like napalm in a fire. I can almost guarantee it. We might actually test that. But yeah, because it's a government program, you know what I mean? They can come in and do shoddy crap like this. Thanks, Master. Thanks, government. So I'm not gonna lie, guys. I've been dreading this part of the job, because God, is that a mess. Like, it took so long. I had to like really start to speed up here because it's 4th of July. It looks like it's gonna rain in a little bit. So I wanted to get all of that trash out, and it's insane how much demolicious just a couple of walls produces. It's mad. And I didn't want it to be like rained on and get really, really heavy. So I just went outside and stuffed it all in the van, right to the roof. It's got like a proper squat going on right now. I see everybody outside, like cars everywhere. Everyone's got a beer in hand, you know. Happening neighborhood, I guess, around 4th of July. But we did good today, I would say. This is all stripped. Everything's neat, you know, vacuumed, decontaminated. Everything's been cleaned, mopped, vacuumed. Everything's been wiped down. The plastic acts like a static charge for all the dirt, so I had to wipe the plastic down before I rolled it up to not chance having any crap going in those rooms. Clean Duke's cat door. Yeah, just this was a project here. Dude, that R13 just barely fits. Like, it's gonna press very, very slightly. But maybe that'll help just kind of just gently hold everything together, or long enough. But 5 pieces short. So I'm just gonna run the wires real quick, just get that over with, and then shoot and go grab electrical box and another pack insulation, and we should be good. Well, we're up to $216 so far in this kitchen remodel. We don't have to spend anything else for a while, but we got shallow box, put that in. I grabbed some 90-minute mud for the base layer, the strong stuff, and I couldn't find faced. All I got was unfaced. Doesn't matter, I'm putting plastic up because I don't want to smell the curry chicken all day, you know what I mean? Yeah. All right, she's stuffed like a Thanksgiving turkey. Is that not real food, Duke? I was only kidding. All right, so now it's time for the chicken curry barrier. Like, I just don't know how you do that. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You must have buttholes of steel. Duke, it's plastic. You can just go right through it. You may enter. All right, chicken curry barrier is up. I'm not gonna do the exterior wall. I want to let it breathe. I'm gonna do a vapor barrier on the outside eventually when I get there. Like, I don't want to put, I don't know if that's a good idea to put plastic here. I mean, we've got some vapor barrier. Just, it's gonna be tough to, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it. It should be fine. It's way better than it was, that is for sure. You know what's the best part about all of this? I'm getting paid for 2 days to work on my own house. That's beautiful. That's, again, really why I wanted to do this during the holiday weekend, because this was the biggest, messiest part. And it's like, if I'm not at work making money, I want to be doing side jobs making money. But seeing that I was technically making money today, yeah, we get the crappy part over with. Alright, so I took a scraper and ran it over the edges, and luckily a lot of this stuff is really stuck on there. Like, it's really adhered well, which is fine with me, because we're just gonna go right over it. I just want to make sure that it's adhered well. And then obviously wherever the joints are, where all this cracking happened, eventually I'm gonna go and dig out the joints like this on every single one, and anything that's loose I'm gonna cut it off. That way we can tape and mud these correctly with a base layer, and then with the second coat of mud, straighten and texture and hide. But we need to make sure whatever we're going onto is gripped, and this is all oil-based Kills primer that's on this, because I had to do that just to kill the smell in here when I moved here, because it smelled so horrible. So I do have a good, a good grippy paint on there as well. So let's start taping and get some mud on. Oh my god, dude, it's like 9 o'clock, 8:30 in the morning. Their kitchen is basically directly below me, but on the other side of the wall. And this corner right here, dude, I can smell the curry chicken right now. It just makes me sick this early in the morning. So yeah, that's where it's coming from, over there. I want to seal that corner, but I want to seal the whole thing anyway. I don't want to be smelling them and hearing them. All right, all sealed up. What a difference. Yeah, I could literally smell their kitchen pouring through this corner, but that mud fixed it. We almost used an entire bag of Easy Sand 90. There's a little bit left. I don't know, there might be enough. All I need is enough to do these cracks. But it's very important that I use that mud, Easy Sand 90, for the foundation layer, the base layer, because it dries hard and it's not going to crack like this stuff. But if I blast in the finish mud in these cracks, probably like they did, it'll eventually crack. So I did my best to get the deep fills done. I wasn't gonna try to mix more and get this all the way, because yeah, then I won't have enough for the ceiling. And this is fine. Finish coat can straighten that out more. We got our corners started with the cornering tool. Nice. Yeah, look, it doesn't even take that much mud to kind of cover this little texture or whatever it is. So I think that's the plan. Base coat and cracks, texture sealing, straighten it out, paint it. Alright guys, so I just wanted to check before the weekend was out. I just wanted to see, you know, I scraped this, that's drywall, beautiful. That's all drywall, that corner. That's horsehair. This is all horsehair, but above the doors I'm not worried about. No tenant's gonna be able to bump into that and destroy it. So that should be fine. This wall, like I'm saying, hopefully we can scrape all this crap off, maybe base coat it with Easy Sand 90. Alright, that literally just took like a few hours. So slow. See why people just want to cover it again and again and again and again, because that sucked. And I actually took off some of the paper from the drywall, just getting it off. I might scrape that a little bit better right there, right before, but yeah, there's like little fuzzies there that like I'll never get off, because it's like peeling your skin after a sunburn. It just like seems to never stop. And then over here, you know, my goal was just try to get down to a good foundation. Like, as long as we have adhesion, doesn't really matter if there's a little bit of stuff stuck on, as long as it's stuck on really good. So I took my scraper and kind of gouged the corner in and scraped from multiple directions, trying to get anything that was loose or paper or anything that was flaking, just get it off. This feels pretty good. I mean, it's behind the stove, so never really got slammed into by people. You can see I put some black paint in there, just real quick. Needs a little Bondo work though, because this little lip is bent. So I might Bondo that straight, and then just, and then we have this nice little black box. And then when we mud this, we'll have a clean transition from white into black. So I'll be white, hopefully a little straighter. Yeah, not too much, a couple of cracks up there. So we'll put tape over those. Yeah, I was just trying to get everything that was loose. So I think it would be wise, before I continue on with sealing, is I'm just gonna get a brush. I'm not even gonna roll it. I'm just gonna grab a brush, grab the Kills primer, and just quickly spread a coat of Kills primer on here, just to suck into that like horsehair, maybe, you know, rehydrate it a little bit, kind of lock everything in place. And then if I do over here as well with the primer, all the little fuzzies should stick up, and I might be able to knock them off after with some sandpaper. Ah, dude, the back of my neck is burning from looking up. But pretty much we're good everywhere except for right here. It's just this one piece. I'm having a hard time catching anything, so, because it's right here. So we'll just have to do a really good tape and mud job there. But everywhere else is solid now. I pulled everything up, checked it all. Yeah, it's good. And there is horsehair plaster above this, so prefer not to get into that right now if we can, you know, if we can help it. But some spots, there's just nothing there, like at all. So I wonder if they took some of the horsehair plaster down in spots, or maybe some of it fell down in spots and then they just threw this up. That would explain that all over the place, but it doesn't matter, it's an old house. Well, luckily Duke said he's gonna do the mudding for me, so I'm gonna take a break. Thanks, Duke. You the man. You the man. Got the corner bead on here. Found a screw here, but I had to angle these ones pretty severely, so hopefully those aren't sticking up too much for you there, Duke. I'm sure you can handle it. Yeah, dude. Look at that. I mean, it's not beautiful, but that wasn't the goal. The goal was to stop cracking. So that should do it, hopefully. I taped and mudded the corners where the ceiling meets the wall, right there and right there. Base coated all this, skim coated that, and over here, just a quick little skim coat. So I think I want to finish ceiling before I do walls. So I'm gonna go grab. So in the office, we went through 2.5 5 gallon or 4.5 gallon buckets of the ultra lightweight, which I don't want to chance it out here. I mean, in the office it looks great, it's fine, but I didn't have to go too thick. Out here we're gonna have to go thick. So I'm gonna go grab a 4.5 gallon bucket of the dark green lid, which this stuff is heavier and it dries really hard, and it's not fun to sand, but we're not sanding the ceiling anyways. All right, while the mud dries, we're gonna commence sanding. Try to get down to good wood again. Yikes. So that's 36 grit. I'm gonna switch to 50 now. You gotta be careful with the 36. I did dig into the floor a little bit in a couple of spots. So I'm gonna try to just smooth it out now with the 50. And then I'll have to switch to something else to kind of work the corners and then blend it all together. Hopefully, those 90-degree corners are gonna be tough. Like right in this corner is gonna be tough. Right up against this is not so bad because you can. I could even use a disc sander that's round and get in there, but it's in that corner that's the problem. So we'll have to just do our best here. Duke, you're worse than the tenants. You're just laying around expecting other people to pay your bills. What the hell is going on with this? You're supposed to help me, dude. You on vacation? Get up! Go do your job. Go catch a mouse and don't bring it in the house. Activate kitty barrier. Yeah, look at that. Dude, that was worth doing, 100%. That looks awesome. Still looks old. It looks original, but it looks fresh. It looks new. And the bathroom got annihilated. All covered in dust. Which, yeah, once this is dry, then I'll clean that. And then take this threshold piece and glue it in permanently. Alright, so it's Thursday after work. I just went through an entire jug. Didn't take me long at all, maybe an hour. And just started spreading. I'm gonna need another jug, so it's gonna take 2 to do this whole ceiling. So $44 in mud, not bad. I still have light green lid, which is being used as a weight right now to glue the threshold down between the beautiful new floor and the bathroom. That'll be used for the walls, smooth those out. But you can see, like, right here was a low spot, and you could see it from a mile away. Like, it was like a V. Just ugly as hell. So I wiped the mud tight to that joint right there, and then fanned it out, I just took my trowel and just did lines and just put the mud up there, and then I worked it left and right, worked it front and back, and once it was as flat as possible, then I just smeared. Alright, so today's Friday. I grabbed another bucket of mud. We didn't quite use all of it. There's like a little tiny bit at the bottom of the bucket, but I got the rest of the ceiling textured. Oh dude, this was a low spot here, can't see it anymore, and there was a low spot over there, can't see it anymore. I think once it's painted especially and it's all bright white, oh dude, night and day difference. Well, I think I have the COVID, and I'm still not getting vaccinated. I will suffer, thank you very much. But I did force myself to get up and use that whole bucket. Pretty much. There's a little bit left for the tail end for touch-ups. But I got the finished coat of mud on everything. Every single wall. Above the doors, down the sides, behind the stove, got it all done. So this will need 3 to 4 days now, and then we can start sanding and priming. Alright, well, walls had plenty of time to dry because I had COVID, so I wasn't doing much. But now, yeah, time to finish this dusty crap, and you know, the plastic helps, but it doesn't get it all. So we're gonna go break out the sandpaper first and sand these walls down smooth. All right, there we go. I got all of this sanded, and I figured, you know, while I have all this open, I might as well prime all the way over to there, all these walls, and maybe even part of the ceiling, and then slide everything back in. And then I just have, you know, these old walls left to do, which I have to slide all this out. So over here, I had to pull the door to get in there and sand. So I quickly spot primed, then went back to sanding, let it dry, and then I caulked this in. And then I went back to sanding again to let it kind of stiffen up, because the goal is to get the primer on and put the door back so I can turn the AC on, because it's pretty hot up here right now. All right, that's all primed. Primed the ceiling just right here so I can slide the fridge back in. This is all ready. So obviously there's still, I mean, this was a really deep fill. But once the primer's on, anything that I missed, little air holes, like there's little air holes everywhere. Like, yeah, there's some right here. So that kind of stuff will show. And now I can do one last touch-up mudding after this primer dries, and then just spot sand. It shouldn't be too messy from there. All right, we got Kills Prime on the ceiling. Sanded and Kills primed all this, which you can see the water base. Kills Prime does not do a great job blocking the stains. And this came out pretty smooth that I might actually not do faux brick here. It's one less thing I have to buy and cut and install and all that. I mean, it's close enough where I could just spot mud, sand one more time, and then just paint it. Done. Spot mud is done. all the way around. And I'm glad that I bought a 5-gallon bucket of ceiling flat white when I was doing my bathroom. Dude, look at that. What a difference that makes. Night and day difference. And I haven't even spent $400 yet, which is crazy. I mean, that was very inexpensive to do. You know what I mean? We got all the horsehair plaster gone that wasn't repairable. We insulated exterior and in between the apartments, put plastic, new board, new drywall, mudded, sanded. Got everything up to pretty much ready for finished coats. And we did this dusty mess. Sanded and refinished this little piece of original hardwood floor here. Glued in our little transition into the bathroom. Yeah. So, it looks like, yeah, we're ready for, well, we got to do the floor first, and then we can do the baseboard, window trim. But, yeah, I think I'm going to cap the video here. This will be the part 1 of doing this kitchen project here. And then to come, next video, we're going to start working on ripping this up, get it out, pull up the floorboards so that we can finish snaking this thermostat wire under the floor and pop it up over here by the gas pipe. Because my plan is to put a black small footprint gas heater here to open this up, and then we'll do a black pipe into the chimney there and clip it up nice. That way we have heat, and then we have this random, which I feel like that's a lawsuit waiting to happen. You know what I mean? So I have a black gas stove out in the shed ready to go that we're going to install right here, which I ran the power for. So we have power for it. We have everything we need right there. Yeah, I think that'll be better. And then if a tenant destroyed this, now I'm out heat and a stove. And they don't make these anymore. So I don't feel like I should keep this because they don't make it anymore. So I need to, yeah. And then once we have flooring, baseboard, window trim, we're gonna refab this whole kitchen right here. We're gonna try to do it as cheaply as possible, but we're gonna work some magic on this. We're gonna take all the drawers and doors and chuck them in the trash, and then just try to fix the carcass the best we can. Bondo, sand, smooth, change pieces of wood if we have to, like there's little pieces that are shaking and loose. Put new bottoms if needed. Update and fix the plumbing. I want to get rid of this little squiggly thing here. Put in a straight one. And then this light, I want to delete that and pull the wire down and put in a switch and a garbage disposal. And then put a new countertop, new sink, tile a backsplash. And then we're going to go to the shop and make new drawers, new doors, come install them with new hardware, and give this thing a facelift. I think it'll be, this will be fun. Trying to save an old kitchen. Because you can't, I mean, this kitchen was built in place. It was built here. That doesn't happen anymore. Some dude came here with a bunch of wood and built this. I mean, obviously some of it he might have done in his shop, like drawers and doors, but yeah, this was built in place. You don't see that anymore. So it should be fun to try to save something like that, you know what I mean? But yeah, we're looking good, man. That's like I was dreading that. Because the dust, man, the dust was pretty horrendous, but anyways, keep a lookout. Make sure you subscribe. See you later.